David Padgett made a off-balance shot that, it's kind of a weird deal. I don't know if you remember, but there was actually a kick ball on a side out of bounds that wasn't called. And they go down. Was it Conley? Jason Conley? Is that the right name? Conley kicked the ball, the transfer from VMI. He kicked it. They didn't call it. They go down and tie or whatever. And then David throws in one at the buzzer. I mean, just a crazy game. And two of the games that we lost over there, one of them we had a 7-point lead with 39 seconds left and missed 2 free throws. And another one we had like a 10-point lead with 3 minutes left or 4 minutes left. And their guard made a shot at the buzzer or just before the buzzer to win by 1 or 2. So we've had some great games over there.
I mean, how do you think you guys have?
I think we've been good against the zone, but I didn't think we were any good last night. It's always been my experience. The best zone offense is one where guys make shots. I've always thought that. That's just the coaching me. But we got to be able to knock down shots. But the bottom line is you got to be able to get inside the zone. And last night we bailed them out the first half by not getting inside the zone before we cranked up shots.
Coach, in terms of the history that's playing out with this will be KU's apparently last game at Columbia, at least for a while, and Missouri's last game in KU is coming right up. As somebody who appreciates history of the game, can you just kind of comment on that sort of end of an era? And then also, as you're preparing your team, does that play any factor? Do these final historical games play any factor in firing the guys up, or is it just a conference road game?
Oh, I think that no, I don't think it's just a conference road game. I think that our guys circle certain games and their guys circle certain games, and this is a game that's certainly been circled by both. It's from a rivalry standpoint and everything. To me, it's disappointing and sad that you have a great rivalry like this that could basically be ended. And it's no one's fault. I mean, we're not blaming Missouri. I mean, they chose to be somewhere else. They felt it was best for their school to be in another league, and Nebraska did the same thing last year. Colorado did the same thing. A&M did the same thing. What's a little bit unfortunate is that those schools made moves this year when our league is on the most solid footing it's ever been on. They chose to think the grass was greener somewhere else, and it may be for them. That's their prerogative. It may be for them. But when you make decisions like that, there's certainly things that happen behind those decisions that's affected. And so, I think the fact that it could be what you said definitely adds excitement. Fuel's not the right word, but it certainly adds adrenaline to an already very competitive situation because, hey, kids on both teams are very prideful. Fans are prideful. There's more talk about it, that kind of stuff, and that certainly, translates and falls down to the players' level as well.
You talked about Missouri's speed earlier. How much of an importance do you think it'll be keeping bigs for Kansas out of foul trouble? Do you think Mizzou's going to go straight at Jeff Withey and Bill Robinson as well?
Well, I think every team. I mean, that's everybody's game plan. No matter who your guard is be aggressive and attack, and certainly they're better off the bounce than any team we played this year, no question. Matt Pressey's having a really good year, no question. Denman, player of the year candidate in our league, no question. Dixon, unbelievable off the bench, arguably as good a six man as there is around. They've certainly, of course, Kim's having a good year, but little Phil Pressey is still the guy that drives the bus, and he makes plays, with his speed. That's very hard to coach. He's so good he's good at finishing himself, but I don't think until you watch a lot of tape, I don't think you really appreciate how fast he is. And certainly he could get big guys in foul trouble. So it's the guard's job to keep him in front of them, and that's a easier thing said than done because he is fast. But so Tyshawn's pretty fast too. So it'll be some pretty good athletes out there.
Kimmy's drawn a lot of charges this year. It seems like that's one of the ways he's tried to compensate for his lack of size inside. Do you want your players to be cognizant of that, or does that take away aggressiveness?
We talk about that all the time. Some of the best games we played since I've been here, we've had about 4 or 5 charges in a game. Some of the worst games we played, we had 7 turnovers. So I don't know if there's an absolute thing that this is what we want to try to do, but we'll certainly make our guys aware of how important it is to be under control. But the guy that draws charges better than anybody is Steve Moore. I mean, he draws charges better than anybody. Maybe anybody that I've seen so far this year on tape. Kim does a good job. I'm not saying that, but Moore is terrific at doing that.
You have a favorite game over there?
A favorite game. Well, I've got. Let's see. How many times have we played there? 8. We played there 8 times, and we've won how many?
43 in that building.
So how many times have we played over there? So we're 5-3 against Missouri. I've got 5 favorite games, okay, and 3 that are very, very unpopular in my historical memory. But I got 5 favorite games going over there. You know, there's nothing more fun, in my opinion, than beating Missouri, and I'm sure they would say there's nothing more fun than beating Kansas. Those are all good memories. And we played when we were at Illinois as well.